And it's time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, Title Town, home of the world champion Las Vegas Aces. WNBA champs last night over the New York Liberty. Big time party here. I'm dancing with Mark Davis. And the Aces win the NBA title. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning steam for Thursday, October 19th. This is Ramon Scott for Tony'sPicks.com, previewing the betting day here on Thursday with Major League Baseball Division Series playoffs. Tension abounds tonight with two games in the major leagues. We're going to also have National Football League. What's going to happen when the exhausted, injured Jacksonville Jaguars take on the boring, I don't know the adjectives we could use for the Saints. By the time we get to the preview, we'll get for some, but this is unscripted, and you know how the Saints play. We got a Thursday night football game, so we're happy about that. And is there hockey? Is there hockey? They got hockey coming out your ice Zamboni machines. Good morning, everyone. Hello to Ferner here today. And here's what it says, right? Remember the old days with I miss Latifa. You know, I know I'm not for everybody, but Looks is here today, and Blake as well. Solo here. Did we want to review the show yesterday, or should we just move on to the commercial? You tell me, you guys, because we do want to talk about the games from. I want to talk about the games from yesterday. That's what I do here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, is talk. But how about last night? Of course, the Houston Astros jumping over Max Scherzer, and jokes abound on the X machine with Max. And what was he doing in there? Why is he, we get it. But Christian Javier and the slugging Astros with that early lead get the victory. Yeah, we gave out the over here on the show yesterday, but you guys were pretty much all over the Astros. I thought I was getting a bargain with Max, so I'm supposed to be the analyst here. You guys tried to tell me, but yeah, we gave out the over on the show, so I'll take that. But how about Solo 7-1 for you? Here's the thing. I thought I had a good day. Everyone else, what it felt like and the way I see. Look, everybody celebrates on the X machine, but looking at handicappers not only on our network but across the industry, I thought I had an okay day. But apparently everyone had a really good day yesterday. Was it really easy pickings? Let's get at it again today. Yeah, we got so much hockey today that it really, especially for someone like me, could be the focus of my entire card. Of course, we want to get involved in these other games as well. As far as college football yesterday, well, we gave out a pair of winners on the show, right? So we gave out Florida International against Sam yesterday. As much as I am rooting for Sam because I do believe in what they're doing. I do want them to get a win. That I think that's first and foremost. But yesterday, the victory for Florida International, 33-27. We did give you Florida International plus the points here. I'm not going to be Mr. Bad Beat Whiner. Wasn't a bad beat. This game was supposed to be close, and there was 40 points, I believe, when the game went into overtime. I did have under as a premium pick, but of course, big time points in the overtime beat me there. No problem. We gave out a winner here on the show. As far as the night game is concerned, we did give out the over as a winner here on the show yesterday in New Mexico State's 28-7 win, and I had a winner in premiums with New Mexico State and said basically one team plays well and one team doesn't. And that's what it came down to, I think, right? So had a premium there winner with New Mexico State. Now on the ice, we gave out a winner on the show here to go to 4-0 with Washington, Ottawa over. And it certainly went over yesterday in that one with Ottawa winning. We had Ottawa as a premium. Yeah, they were a big favorite yesterday. But hey, you can only pick the winners. And big dogs, big favorites, I'll be on them all. Doesn't matter to me. I think everyone can, I think I'm a little more rambunctious than some of the talking heads on prognostication YouTube with my dogs a little bit. Never going to pass. And so we're firing on dogs. We're getting out free plays here all day on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. After me, we've got midday plays coming up at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, just a few hours away from the opening pitch in the games tonight in Major League Baseball. And then it'll be, while the first game's in progress, a drive-through with Tony T and the Pick Dogs crew at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific. The baseball game will be, probably about the second inning right there. So we'll be getting updates from Tony on that game. Hey, also want to mention that Pittsburgh and Detroit, we gave out the Red Wings yesterday. That was a 5th winner on the show. Red Wings, pretty convincing victory over Pittsburgh. I also had a premium on the over in that one, but and then in the WNBA, we gave out the under on the show yesterday. That's what we did. We gave out 6 plays. We gave out 6 winners. And they told me to say if I, specific instructions from the chief to talk it up when I win. And 6-0 on the show yesterday. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com here. Commercial in. Talk about what's going on today over at our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Tony's website and the general manager. You know what I mean. This is our baby. And let's take a look at who did well, because I've got some I just want to share with you. Look, I'll be point blank. And what's up with my background? That's not the Tony's Picks background right there. How embarrassing. Let me bring the Tony's Picks back. Bad production here. There we go. All right. It was a football field. I think the motif fits. I do a few shows around the internet, but this is my home. All right. I just want you to take a look at who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com, because this is what was reflective across not only Tony's Picks, and I look at the multi-capper websites, but look, maybe the world smashed. Maybe the bookies are crying. I didn't look at the bookie report today. I will, maybe after the show. It wasn't a huge day of betting, too, so you don't really get. But across the industry, professional handicappers smashed this card, and it's funny here. Joseph Schultz continues to rock 3-0 yesterday. Same with Collins Brown, undefeated day. Chauncey Giles won both of his plays. Sean Bila, 80% yesterday. Tony T, just rolling a couple of winners into plays. A GM right behind him, 3-1. Pravi Samba Murdy, 5-4. Hollywood Sam, 2-1. Nick Vartini, Marlo Pettis, Nick Lagarettos, Timmer, when they all won their only play. Tiffany Mance, 2-1. Mindy Hunt, I think every capper here except for one. It seems like I went 3-3 in premiums. All right. And I'm whining about the Florida International and Sam game. Only one of the hottest guys complaining about the losses. Great job, everybody on the team. Wow. If you guys did great, no problem. We're here for you. If not, looks like it's everyone's on a pretty good roll. Let's see what's going on over the last 7 days. It's Joseph Schultz continuing to smash. Man, this guy's hitting props, winners. Nick Lagarettos, incredible run right now. 14-3. He's up 10.5 units. Ben Ruhala's up a dime over the last week. I'm managed to be on that leaderboard still. 8 3/4 units over the last 7 days. And Chauncey Giles, 67% for plus 800 units over the last 30 days. Well, We got a new leader, and it's Hollywood Sam with that great run. He's up nearly 29 and 2/3 units over the last 30 days. Joseph Schultz, nearly 28 units. I'm up there. I'm at 27 and a half units over the last 30 days, 2761 to be exact. Remember, these are all based on $100 plays. Hey, if you're subscribing to some picks and paying a little fee, you're probably going to bet a little more than that. So, you can 2, 3, 4x that, whatever you're up to. That's not our business. This is Tony's picks, and we're here to give them to you. So Ben Ruhala up 24 and a half units. Nick Lagaretos, 12 and 3/4 units over the last 30 days at Tony's picks. These are our premium picks. Check them out with the premium picks tab. There you'll find not only one of my free plays, guys. I just want to let you know, if you're looking for another winner from me, I'm not going to give you too many here. I was trying to fire away Ramon Scott for Tony'sPicks.com. Give you another provide winning information from our hot handicappers at the website. Over here, check it out. 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs from our team at Tony's Picks, including Ben Ruhala's got a 3-pack in the NFL tonight on the game between the Jaguars and the Saints. Tony T's got his Cash Mountain Thursday, baseball, football, college football. Best bets from the crew, including Joseph Schultz, Nick Lagaretos today, and Bella as well. And $15 plays from the crew today include Daniel Ossachuk and Tim Irwin. Check those out. All of our picks, $19. If you click on the pick ticker, you can always click into the upcoming games tab. There you'll find picks in chronological order and team versus team information, including all those games today. There they are, including the Phillies and Arizona with that early start. And college football tonight. We'll preview the games. And I don't like when the old Robin Hood's giving the down signal over here. Oh my gosh, let me get back to the comments. Hey, use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 20% off of all premium pick packages from our team over at Tony's Picks. All right. Thanks for that, you guys. And that's real information right there. I'm trying to promote all of our cappers, but like I said, everyone's crushing. So I'm glad it. If you are, great. We are looking for cappers, as Tony said. Hopefully not to replace me. That's why I'm trying to dominate. All right, let me get back to the comments here. 16, 15, oh man, a lot. Here we go. Ray, food day yesterday. Does that mean we ate, right? Oh, good day. Just look for the. I'd rather go with Ray. I do have my leftover round table here, but for breakfast, and but yeah, we were eating. Look, Nathan, he was rolling yesterday. I hope you guys. Do I have any subscribers right now in the chat? When I wrote up that New Mexico State game, I'm not saying we said they were going to crush, but we were like, all in love with Jerry Kill and all the stats. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves that coach. I mean, he's a gambler's best friend, and we're going to roll with that guy till we die, I think. Pun intended. Let's take a look here at a few more comments. Who's going to the bowl? Did I miss a few other comments here? Let me see. What were you guys talking about? Were you guys talking about something without me? The weird talking it up with the. Okay, so we gave out the under here on the show, and I'm all rah with the Aces. I'm in Vegas. Another championship for this franchise. I don't know. Hey, does Mark Davis like his? No, it's not a problem. But does Mark Davis kind of like his women's basketball team better than his professional football team, or is he paying them more? Well, and he should pay them equal attention, obviously. I'm not saying it like that. But this franchise, a second straight championship, and Mark Davis can't get it right when it comes to the Raiders. But have the Davises ever really, ever since Al lost his mind. Because I think we all appreciate Al Davis's, talk about, Mark's father, the late Al Davis, appreciates his, contributions to the game that were, life changing for so many people. Nathan's ready to roll. Minnesota plus. Okay, we're already talking hockey here. Here comes some props. I want to say hello to Peter Mack. Nice to meet you, Peter. If you're here commenting or chatting for the first time. Tone, hello. Ron's ready to roll. I'll just put it up there right now in case I miss it. But he's ready to roll in the baseball today. Let's get to the previews, man. But I just want to make sure everyone gets shouted out here. You guys are firing away already. We could go freeform from here on out. Also, thank you, Ron. Saw a lot of accolades for Ron today. I'm sorry if I missed Ron. He says there it is, Cash with the NC Dinos today. I saw the accolades coming in, so more KBO winning from Ron. You guys know where to find him. You could type it in, of course, Ron, on the Twitter machine and get those KBO picks. And Gerardo rolling in the KBO. And I'm playing it more casually than I used to. I mean, the only thing only internet, I'm playing Mexico because it's when I'm awake. But right now, I'm not too into. And usually, I'll try to look at the card, but there's a lot going on. Great job, guys. All right. Okay, we might as well start and get rolling on because the hockey's what I'm a little bit concerned with here. With the not concerned at all. I mean, this is where we're baking our bread a little bit, with all due respect, in the NHL. So we're gonna focus on those, and there's enough plays. I think there's enough, action to give out probably some, close to premiums. I mean, I want to trim this card down a little bit. I mean, it's early. I feel like I got an advantage after rolling a 4-0 yesterday, and just after just a sluggish start, really trying to roll it here in the NHL. Maybe we have just a little bit of edge. It feels like here against the books. So that's the way I think I would look at approaching. And this is a 12-game card, 11-game card, whatever the case may be. But I want to get into the National Football League first with you guys. Or no, of course, baseball. What am I talking about? We're not going. We're gonna, where we're going, and that is straight to the major leagues. I mean, look, it's a NFL game, but we got to start at the top with the Phillies here in the day game today against the Diamondbacks. Ranger Suarez going up against Beefot. And look, this is the option that the Diamondbacks are faced with. It's not, I'll say it's not a problem necessarily. I mean, he has actually performed admirably considering his, you got to be realistic in your expectations, right, as well. You just don't say like, we haven't been there and we're expecting him to totally dominate and whatnot. You're just expecting him to go in there and, improve, do the job. He was a prospect. I mean, it's not maybe he was rushed to the major leagues. And like I said, when he came along, the numbers that were not great. There's no doubt about that. And he definitely, held his spot in the rotation for whatever that's worth, despite holding a 6 ERA all season. So Suarez, we're seeing Nathan says he hates backing him. Now, this is the problem, Nate. The Phillies are 6-1 in Suarez's last start, so might want to get over that a little bit here in this one. And Dwight wants the Phillies, and so does Blake. Thank you, Gerardo. We'll get to that NHL. And and Gerardo, you see my crest here. Got me that beautiful dog. Hope you see that. All right, I'll keep previewing the game here. Suarez a 4.35 ERA in his last five starts, however, but Suarez in the playoffs, five career starts in the playoffs, a 1.16 ERA with a 3-0 record. And this is the guy that maybe we were expecting to see in his career path a little bit, right? If anything, for Ranger Suarez, I mean, this is it, man. This is the peak. To be in your career form in the postseason right now, in a team that's dominating here, they got to get on the road, no doubt about it. And they are a stiff favorite. Make sure I got this line right. It was so slow yesterday. All these lines were typed in yesterday, right? With that card, I was able to kind of get ahead here. And Thomas might be trying to get there with the look, and we're back in Arizona now. I mean, I know that you know definitely want to. I'm going to give reasons to back the Diamondbacks. I'm not necessarily tipping my hand, and it's down. Maybe I'm showing a dollar 16 at the sharpest book here in Vegas, $1.24 at the squarest book on the internet, on the squarest offshore book. And so, if anything, I've got kind of a high price here listed on the screen. Thank you, Ron, and have a great day. So, uh, for the Phillies, who have won 15 of their last 19 games overall now, this is the moment, right? It feels like they've come to the maturity point, right? The return for the Phillies is starting to come in here a little bit. Now, it will be loud in Arizona, not Philadelphia loud. They got some great fans there. It is a good fan base and all that, but it doesn't, right? It doesn't feel like, especially the way Arizona was so, weak in those games. And no doubt because of the fact that, you know, hey, all the momentum came in. Philly had all the momentum from the get go in the series so far. So you want to give them a chance here to stay in this game. Thought, like I said, talk about career moments. Thought has turned in some nice efforts here. 3.61 ERA in his last five starts. Arizona's 4-1 in those games with Thought. Arizona 5-2 right now in the postseason, but obviously outscored 15-3 in those first two games. The total here 9/15 for the most part. Maybe it's even gone up a little bit here to 9/20. Ranger Suarez has gone under in five of his last eight starts. That's not anything too specific necessarily there, but the Phillies over in six of the six, 3-1 to the over in their last 10. Suarez, for Brandon Pfaadt, he's gone 2-6 to the under, six unders and two overs in his last eight starts. So, Phillies have a 6-3 record now against the Diamondbacks so far this season, and well, maybe if we're getting just a little bit cheaper price on the road, I'm not still sticking with because I was, a little bit hunching on the Diamondbacks here. Remember when we were looking for futures? I mean, the Diamondbacks were the team, right? I was like ready to go way low and say, let's pull these Diamondbacks out and make sure we've grabbed them. That at the time it was 12-1. We remember we were down to they had already looked good in that first series. But nonetheless, here, the Phillies just, man, they're just crushing. And Suarez, to me, is really on top of this. For Pfaadt, look, this has been great to, be in these clutch games and keep his ERA close to, under 4, under 3.75. That's really doing a good job, like I said, for a pitcher that basically had over a 6 ERA all season. So for me, I'm just going to end up with Philly in this game on the road as a short favorite. I guess I'm getting a little bit of a discount here. Here's Ray says take the under in this one. All right. So give me the Phillies here. I'll list $1.35 on screen. You're going to go to your book, and if you want Philly, well, of course they do, Nathan. You want to win them all. Got to give Arizona a shot. This has been an incredible run for Arizona. Is it too much momentum to overcome right now? It all, right? Talk about the old recency bias. Got to take my pills for the recency bias disease. But it did look, really good. And again, I just come back to the starting pitching matchup where Ranger Suarez is looking like an all-star pitcher, no doubt. He's looking like a real stud out there. And Brandon Pfaadt, while performing very admirably and overachieving and exceeding his regular season performance by far, or considerably. You want to give him all the credit. Like I said, I mean, this guy hung in there all year, and Lovello kept throwing him out there every day. Probably they just didn't have enough pitching, and and they've still reached this point, right? Because remember, he came up pretty early. I mean, it was like, I don't know, what was it, late April or late April, early May, if that, right? And basically pitched all year. And without, he made many starts. All right. Phillies it is for me. That it might even be, it's probably square, but who's moving the line here right now? People ready to get in on Arizona. Woohoo, Diamondbacks, we're playing so well. Let's take them today at home against the Red Hot Phillies. Okay, no problem. I mean, this is my free play. Just going with the total here, I think, on the premium. And this is a discount now on the Phillies because thanks to the sharps or the people who like home field advantages, right? Because you can make your arguments for arguments for Arizona, whatever they may be. But we know where the momentum is in this. So, okay, we got to move on. Let's get to the late game here with Houston and Texas right now. And wow, the road-dominated series at this point. We get into Game 4 here. 2-1 now. And it's Andrew Haney, the left-hander, going. And he's a slight favorite here in this one, about $1.15 or so. Total here, 9 and climbing. Do I hear 9.5 under 15 maybe? What do you guys have in this one? I'm going to check it out because maybe, like I said, these were last night now. I've already moved, Could this total be going up again after what we saw with the Astros bats last night? Ray says the Astros to even up the series here with another road win. And yes, the Astros road record, I think it may be just one game better than or 1.5 game, whatever. It's really close. I think they're like 52 and 31 or something like. I got the numbers here. I think whatever the case may be, they're like 21 games over 500, and well, so are the Rangers at home. Here it is, Astros 54 and 30 on the road this season. But to be fair, the Rangers 51 and 32 at home. Now, teams that win on the road, right? We kind of think about. Remember in the scandal, the road was kind of like, yeah, they had the trash banging, but they also had they had their road secrets too. So you wonder how a team, it's still a short. You can go as we've seen. You can go 20 games over 500 on the road, go 500 at home, but it is kind of funny, right, Dwight? And who's tired of the Astros? Okay, do we have Houston? I don't know if we have Houstonites. Houstonites, yeah, Houstonites. I would think it is. In our chat very often, I don't want to get down on these Astros. Have they taken enough abuse, or have they? Right. Look, they're still talking about the Black Sox 100 years later. Do you think in like 2117 they're going to look back and you know talk about the Astros from 100 years ago in baseball history? Houston bats stay hot. Final. Andrew Haney at 2.7 ERA over his last three starts. The Rangers were 16-12 with Haney on the mound this season. For Urquidy, a 1.54 ERA in his last two starts. Houston 7-10 though with Urquidy on the mound this season. Urquidy, plenty of playoff experience, 4-2 record, a 3.64 ERA, and to note, Urquidy 5-0 with a 2.82 ERA in his career against Houston. For Haney, he has a 2.7 ERA in one career playoff start and one other appearance. 4-4 record with a 3.35 ERA in his career against the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve against Haney has a couple of home runs. Jose Abreu, 4 home runs off of Haney in 25 plate appearances, but just 5 hits. 4 home runs in 5 hits for Abreu. Yordan Alvarez, just 4 hits in 19 plate appearances against Haney this season. Bregman, definitely a pretty good numbers, 11 hits, 37 plate appearances. For Kyle Tucker, just 1 home run in 15 plate appearances. 1 hit, it was a home run in 15 plate appearances there. And Martin Maldonado, who came through big time for once, right? It's tough. Maldonado handles pitchers great, and we give him a hard time. There no doubt is, going to leave something to be desired sometimes. Glad he came through. It was a feel-good moment for Maldonado. 2 for 16, though, against Haney with 8 strikeouts. For some of the Rangers here, Semien, 8 hits in 23 plate appearances and 3 home runs against Urquidy. And let's see, any other good ones here? Jonah Heim, 0 for 7, 7 plate appearances, no hits, a walk. And Tavares, 11 plate appearances with no hits, 1 walk. So these numbers appear to indicate that Houston's had more success against Haney here for sure. They're probably looking at an on base percentage here, pretty decent. Let's see, 54. So maybe. My math might, I don't want to quote it. I'll give you out some of the stats there. Hey, Perky, nice to see you. He says the Astros will come out looking good and show the world why they're defending, and a great spot for them to tie it up, and he's ready to go. He likes it, no doubt. Solos on the Astros in this one. You guys are ready to roll on these Astros. I get it. I want to. I want to get on Texas here. It feels like I should update that total on the screen. Houston bats stay hot. Oop. Thought I saw. Let me go ahead and put it at 9.5 on the screen here at 9.5. I'll call it under 15, but to me, it looks like the line has gone up here. Yeah, no doubt about that. As far as that line going up, and that has me, I mean, that is an interesting move there to say the least. I wouldn't mind it. Better give it out as a pre. I like the over, and I'm going to take it over and go over 9.5 as the free play right now because at 9.5, I'm not going to get there on a premium, but I do like the runs, and we missed out on. I I don't know. I had 9 listed there. I don't see anything really opening close other than a few that were 9 heavily juiced. So I don't know why I had 9 up there. 9.5 looks like the line, especially after yesterday. Perky says, watch out for the runs. And it's his smack the cheeks. Can I say that on the air here? Play of the day. You know how it is over here, Perky. We're a little more, button up. We're a little more buttoned up, as they say with the football defenses. So, but I asked for, I asked for official, names of the plays. So, well, you've given it to me, sir. Okay. All right. I was thinking a little bit more reserved, Ramon style. Uh, okay. We are yin and yang, but that's what makes us such a fun pair, Perky. All right. Let's get into Thursday, Thursday night football. Thursday night football with the Jaguars and the Saints, you guys. And this one, look, it's not. We've had worse, and this isn't terrible, right? Let's calm down a little bit. Now, maybe the information surrounding the game is going to take it down a little bit. I don't know how you guys feel about the game. You can already roll in with your comments here, but we know the headline of this game surely has to be the status of Trevor Lawrence going into this game with a pretty significant injury as far as what we know right now. I mean, his status certainly is questionable, and now the Jaguars have signed a quarterback here last day or so to get someone with some reps in there today and throw the ball around in case they need to go, with the backup here and end up, needing an emergency quarterback. Luis is all ready to come in on the Saints. Perky says this is his max play on the Jaguars. So I look, the line will move if Lawrence is not playing. So, and yeah, no doubt. I mean, if he plays right, the status is so questionable, right? That if he does play, you've got to figure that it is a lingering injury. In fact, now I'm starting to see twos out there here for the Saints as it continues to move. Now, I will say this about Lawrence's injury status. To me, while it has been played up a little bit, I don't know if it was necessarily. Well, I'm not saying nobody fakes an injury or anything, but he's been kind of dinged up here and there all season, right? So I don't know. I kind of want to lean to the fact that he hasn't been ruled out that he could be in the game. Here's Blake. He wants to come in on the under here, and of course, going to want to get probably my feelings about that. Or do you? Do you care what I think? Ray's got the Saints. Dwight here has the Saints. And right, so here I'm and Ferner on the Jags. Look at the Jags. They're one of the few teams that refuse the bye out of England. Right? Usually, and they played the 2 weeks now. That could have been part of the strategy. That could have been part of the they want to take their bye later. So maybe they thought, well, we're in 2 weeks in England. I don't know. I don't even know why this would make any sense, but every team it's pretty solid. I don't know what the stats are, but most teams, I believe, take the bye out of England, and they are not. Yeah, it's a knee injury. So what's happened here is the Jaguars played 2 in England, came back, played well, obviously. in their next game out, but now they're playing a short week. So they've gone England back, played good, and then short week game. That it seems like in an injured quarterback, it seems like a recipe for disaster, actually. Everyone knows the same. As we can make fun of Carr and all day long and his underachieving and all that. Um, there are other good things to like about the Saints, and Derek Carr can handle the situation. We know that it's not a matter of you know mistakes. Sure, pick six. Sure, I was on a show yesterday doing some DFS coverage. I'm not even playing DFS now in Nevada, but they needed someone on there, and I was talking about how, hey, in the Sunday they were talking Thursday night slate, and I said, well, look, I'm trying to hit, if I try to hit a home run here on a DFS slate, I'm going to have things like Derek Carr, and I'm going to have the Jaguars defense, and I'm going to try, if I try to win a big contest, certainly I want, you know, some defense here in a game, probably going to have some low score, maybe some defensives, because this is kind of ugly, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. But we know Derek Carr can be ineffective at times and cost team games. He can also win you the game here and there, especially given the weapons that the Saints have, especially with Kamara getting better, and I think Chris Olave. Could you imagine if this guy had a real, big size or something? Maybe that's part of what makes him special. And I feel like he's going to get killed out there one of these days. I'm scared every time he tries to make one of these in traffic catches, because he's such a great talent. He's one of my favorite players, obviously, in the league, talking about Chris Olave. So with Lawrence here just going to have to wait and see, unfortunately, right now. And we can't wait here all day. So guess I'm going to have to make the call here. Let me get back to your plays and your comments as well. And the Saints get to the red zone, they can't score, right? And and you know what? Funny thing is, they actually had red zone. Now it's almost a league wide problem here at this point. So, look, touchdowns are hard, man. Here's Darren says he's on the under, and the Jaguars plus the points now. He's getting 2 points. I mean, this is a mover. This is certainly a mover. This line was some places DraftKings opened at Jacksonville 1.5, and now the Saints are a 2-point favorite. I think he's going to play too, Thomas. New Orleans, they've lost 3 of their last 4. They have just 8 offensive touchdowns and 63 drives this season, and they've been having trouble at the end of the half with the other team kind of getting points. Here's Nathan. That's why first half. Oh, under first half and under full game. Jags and under here. And Thomas, he's trying to find he's trying to get to the Saints here. Well, my play on the show here is on the under, of course, right? It almost, I think it could go premium. Have we lost some value out of this? Did it open 42 and a half? Yes. Is it down to 40? And yeah, so maybe that's why the Jags are getting the total here, is getting my free play on the show. And dial it back a little bit, Perky. Okay. Let me see here. Any good? Do I have any good stats here? All right. So Jacksonville, they won at Indianapolis 31-21. That was, we kind of consider games in England home games, right? But the one thing they did do was, they only took off one of their home games. Before, when Jackson goes over there, that's one of their home games. On the schedule this year, they had one home game and one road game removed from their schedule. So there were, and it's kind of like a little bit of a built-in advantage, right? Because we think of Jacksonville as a team that uses the England home to their advantage. I think that's right. I didn't look at I just was going off of some commentary on that. Bill says take Olave over here. So that was my strategy, though. If you guys, maybe you guys could play it for me. I was telling him because I was on the show and I'm in Las Vegas. We don't have DFS here anymore, and I really like DFS. And people, you try to people build lineups. If you're building cash game lineups, right, you're always building, trying to jam up the best players. When you're trying to win a contest with thousands and thousands of people, you got to be crazy. There's just no other way around it. You've got to have the one guy who ends up in the end zone that nobody was expecting. So I was like, saying, and I was on with a pretty strong expert. I mean, knew exactly what I was saying, but I was like, okay, so here, what you've got to do in this one is you've got, I want Derek Carr over. First of all, we don't know about Trevor Lawrence. Hello to Mark. But so I want Derek Carr in this game, right? Because I don't know if you're looking if Lawrence is in and you're picking a slate and you want one of the quarterbacks. I think people might gravitate towards Lawrence a little bit. He's been, a little bit more established with a champion, with a playoff pedigree a little bit here. And Carr has kind of got out of town because he could lead the Raiders, year after year, even though maybe it wasn't him. The Saints are 3-3. This is a winnable game, and people are talking up the Saints as looking good here, despite this record being very live in the division because number one, the terrific defense that they've shown so far. Yes, kind of the spectacular players that they have on offense, right? With Kamara getting better, healthy, or whatever. We're never going to get back. Are we ever going to get back to vintage Kamara? When I want to say it was almost a short window, right, of really over the top play for Kamara. But you're still going to trust him with the ball, making plays. So the under for me here. Haven't seen anybody in the chat yet roll with it, so I will. The Saints have gone 15-1 to the 1 over and 15 unders in their last 16 games. There's no qualifiers. There's no this home team, road team, dark night, day, night, grass, turf. They've gone under in 15 of their last 16 games, averaging 31.1 points per game in those games with their opponents. And not to mention throw in all the prime time unders, which Thursday night is just 3-3 so far. There's not, Thursday night has not been a prime time under night. It's actually 500. But considering you have the Saints defense and, a Jacksonville offense that, look, Travis Etienne's an NFL running back, but he still has never done it. He's never done it. And I wanted him to be – I thought he would have a great career. He's had a serviceable career. He's had, but things can happen with Etienne. He can get dinged up at any moment. He can drop the ball at any moment. Yeah. Well, and again, you got a team that definitely is hanging their hat with some defense here. No doubt about it, doing a great job. And but here's the other thing: the Saints have outgained their last two opponents, 734 to 453. So, and that's funny because right between the 20s, they're fine. It's the red zone problems, but you're still going to get field goals, and don't you love it? I mean, you are talking to Mr. Under who lost 3 overs last week, but come on, everybody loves a good 80-yard drive that ends, or a 70-yard drive that ends in a field goal. It takes 6-7 minutes off the clock. I mean, other than, got to score, right? There's always a fine line. You can't play. The game's not going to sit there at the 50-yard line every day. So sometimes you just root for it. Everybody loves a missed field goal. All right, we'll move on. I've spent 20 minutes on these games. It's ridiculous, but I love talking about it. I love bringing some great stats and all that. So my play here, though, is on the under. Any subscribers? I mean, I have a lot of totals on my premiums, but here we're going to go under as a free play. Missed a little bit of value here, but like I said, those Saints games, 31.1 points over the last season, and over the last basically calendar year, right? 16 games, did I say? 15-1 to the under, straight out of the box. So, also, Saints have gone under with their team total in 5 of their 6 games. And you know what? So is their opponent. They've held their opponent under their team total. And, of course, Saints perfect 6-0 this year. The one over came last season. So, Saints are also 16-9-2 against the spread in their last 27 games off of a loss. And, well, Lawrence, for all of his success, they are 16-24. Perky says it goes over. He says he's got the Saints to rock the Jaguars here. All right, we got to move on and talk a little college football today. Why not? We got 2 games tonight to keep you occupied here a little bit. I'd start one of them at 6 p.m., of course. Yeah, James, we got a good one. We've got a good one. So don't sleep on this. One of the, we're talking, let's see, how about one of the, out of the games, the non-Saturday games, this is pretty good. Pretty good one. Yeah, 6-0, James Madison coming in here to take on Marshall. We are Marshall. Let me bring up some notes on this side. All right, here we go. JMU 3-0 on the road so far this season, but man, they won by the slimmest of margins. And if you look at laying some points here, what do we got? We'll call it 3.5 now, 49.5. I had these typed in, but these are moves you're actually seeing, not real time as I type them in, but the information I have when it first comes on will be a little bit stale, and then it'll show you the move. So a little bit of, I think, built-in information as this total is dropped here to 49.5 between James Madison and Marshall. When we were on that Circa show, when we were on the line preview show, this one opened 55.5. So it's been just a pretty big, a huge move actually to the under in this game. And it seems like, it really does seem like that is the right move here in this one. And he likes, Darren, we are Marshall. And I mean, that was before even, I mean, I was alive, but it was even before my time a little bit with the tragedy of, I think everybody's seen that movie. I don't need to talk about it. Anybody who hasn't seen We Are Marshall, that was the name of the movie too, right? And everyone, let's say we got Looks on Madison, we got Ray on Madison, and Dwight on Marshall. And Perky's so old, he hung out with James Madison back in the day. Marshall, in their 2 losses, they gave up some big points to some pretty decent teams, but they are 4-2 coming in, and they're averaging 32 points a game against the Division 1A opponents. They played one AA opponent as well. They 2 games at home, convincing victories, 24-17, 41-35. Marshall last year was a 12-point underdog against Madison and ended up beating them 26-12. Note the score there in that one. Nathan says he'll lay a bigger line here with Madison. And Madison does look to be pretty popular today with some cappers here. And Perky loves Madison here today as Madison continues to roll. In that game last season, Madison had been outgained in the game by 80 yards, but there was a pair of key turnovers in the game that allowed Marshall really to get Madison could only manage the 12 points. So, all right. Looks like you guys are, looks like JMU is, is the call for you guys here in this one. And I think that's the way I'm going to go as well here. I like JMU. You guys like it. I like it. That might be like a consensus. I'm trying to figure out how we can roll that consensus product out. And this is, maybe the way, but I'll just take Madison here in this one with you guys a little bit, especially if it's Perky's big play. Maybe I'm uncomfortable laying a little bit of points here. With that hook on there. I mean, I can buy it down certainly myself, but this is Madison rolling, no doubt about it. Right now, they've scored 31 points in 5 of their 6 games. I think they are facing a little bit stiffer test here. I want to give Marshall some respect. Maybe that's why. I don't know about the line movement here necessarily. I wasn't able to. I say on Twitter, I'm Mr. Expert on all this, and I will tell you, if I think there's sharp guys, right? To me, here. So there was a debate because I say that, and they're like, "What is sharp? What is? I don't know. I mean, these guys are supposed to know more than me, but to me, right, sharp is the non-public side that is, the line is moving, right? You've got team world champion as a 7-point favorite on the road against team non-playoff, and then the next day it's -6, right? So team non-playoff, that's the sharp side, right? Oh, make sure I got it right. The team nobody wants that somebody's betting on out there, nobody knows why the line is moving. That's not always the case. I mean, sharps will bet on favorites too. We talked about the other day when the ticker went off, and it was some Japanese league baseball game at 360. All right, enough of that. Let's get on here with Madison on the road. I'm going to take him. I'm going to lay this. Look, it opened 4.5 when we did that opening line show. I really do respect what Marshall. They're not awful. They're pretty darn good. They go to bowl games every year, right? So, but Madison, one of 11 teams left with the 0 under the L column. And of note, since coming into the Sun Belt, Madison 8-3 against the spread. Now they don't defend the pass too well, but something is saying that this total is dropping. And, it's basically a full touchdown off that opener. I don't know if there's much room left, but. All right, Perky, going to get a timeout here. I know you know what to do. Okay. I'm on Madison tonight. I'll lay it. Rice is going to take on Tulsa tonight. And the Golden Hurricane. 2-point favorite here. Call it 3 now. 3-58. So that was the line a couple days ago. And I typed in all the games, and now it's gone up here from 2 to 3. Fair enough. For both teams coming in with a 3-3 record here this season. For Rice, they've allowed 37 or more points in 4 of their 5 games against 1A competition this season. And Rice, always a team that, they got a little turnover bugaboo a little bit. It's happened again this season, and that's kind of affecting them. And for Tulsa, they are not a good home favorite. They are just 5-9 against the spread in their last 14 tries as a home favorite. And Tulsa just 4-7-1 against the spread their last 12 in conference. These two teams haven't met in a decade, so I don't think anything in the series history is of interest to me. Tulsa also just 2-7 against the spread as a the last 9 games coming off of a loss. So the move here has been maybe 2 Rice. When we were on that circus show, it opened 3, but reports are it did touch 3.5. And we saw it go all the way down to 2. But now dealing with a field goal here. Laying a field goal here at Tulsa at home. And as far as this total up at 58, it opened 53.5 on the circus show that we did, the opening line show on Sunday, and was immediately bet up to 57, and now it's all the way up to 58. I'm not sure. It even touched 58.5. I'm showing here at FanDuel before being bought back. So that seems a bit egregious. I would think. I mean, I do expect a lot of points. I was expecting that the total would come, maybe in the 52 range, and I was going to go over. But at 58, I'm not saying it's a dead solid under here, because I'm worried that there is going to be points scored in this game, but I don't know. There's going to be 60 points scored in a close game. Because basically what you're saying right here is the final score is going to be something like 31-28 in favor of Tulsa. That would be right on there pretty much, except for 1 point off, but that's a realistic football score, 31-28. What do you guys say here? All right, Perky, gonna time out you. I know it's borderline, but just don't, no need for any. All right. I love Perky, man. He gets going, and there's no need for that. When we're trying to run this is a serious show. Just to be honest. Funny if in a bar room talk, but all right. So let me catch up with you guys here and take a look at some of these with Thomas Lewis on Rice here today. And Nathan says close matchup. Going to have to take the points here in this one. He took Tulsa last time. Here's Darren. Tulsa and the under. Ferner says go under here in this one. Like I said, to me, it feels like, over's like the call, right? But just too high for me. Don't feel real comfortable there. So I'm going to take under as my free play here today. Overtime would be bad because you just have a feeling that that's how it's going to go. Close, high-scoring game. And I'm not going to tip my hand here as I may have a premium on the side. So let's just roll here with the under in this one. All right. It's time for hockey. I know you've been waiting. All right. I have more on those football games. Just get the picks. I'll type in some more on my. I try to actually put, additional information in there once I talk about whatever I talk in the show. I write it up and I put my other information. Ray went under, and interesting the time of possession, Nathan. And just to dial back a little bit on that, on the Jaguars Saints game, we went with the under, but I did want to note that both those teams are, I believe, top 10, maybe even top 7 in, number of plays per game, which was also a little bit of concern. And that's why Jaguars Saints, my free play, because I wanted to go premium. That was kind of the key that's keeping me off just a little bit. Those teams pretty efficient in running a high number of plays, despite some of their red zone inefficiencies. So maybe they get down there and they, run all 4 plays. Hey Cliff Lloyd, not to be confused with Montreal Expos and Washington Nationals great Cliff Floyd. This is Cliff Lloyd. And he says, do you think the Madison team total? Oh, I'm not sure if it, Cliff. I like Madison in this game, so I think there is more of a chance that happens. But just note that, and I know the total is reflective of it. So maybe yes, as far as, because I like Madison to win, so maybe they, but I am concerned about that totals move. I think it is significant that the total has dropped so much, and that is going to limit. Now, the team total certainly has been dropped as well, but both teams may end up being a little bit short of expectations. But if I would look at either side, it would be Madison. I don't like Marshall's team total over at all. Okay. Thanks. And some other nice comments as well. With Ferner giving out a bunch of plays, let's get those before we move on. Maybe we'll take a look at Nathan's hockey, because I can't even keep them all straight. There's so many games today. I mean, I have a nice crisp sheet of games in order, but I mean, when you guys start throwing out some plays here with your whole card, I see it, Ferner. Good job. But I probably, when we do these next 20 games, the show's taking forever already. Maybe we're just gonna give out the plays on the hockey, because we're still acquiring some data points as well, right, for the season. I just like saying that. I don't have any true data points other than, is that what I'm typing into the computer? Is that what calculates every night? Okay. Hey, you know where we get the data points in this big head. Okay, great card. And again, here we go. So we're gonna have some interesting, like a little bit of line movement here. I think I typed all these in yesterday somewhere, sometime. And there have been some nice moves on these games too. I'm just really really interested in this card today. And just because I feel great about the premiums are starting to roll in hockey. It's one of my best sports. I didn't even go in that part of the scoreboard commercial time before we get into it right here, but just check out the Handicapper leaderboards and dial up NHL. I'm up, I don't know, 27, 28 units, maybe more since the calendar year. Basically, it was stretch drive last year. We pretty much, since I've joined Tony's site, they know it. I know it. Real strong, especially on hockey totals. So let's roll it. Check out my records. We're all documented here. That's why I'm on this site. All right, the Canucks going to take on the Lightning in this one with Thatcher Demko and Jonas Johansson here. And seen some confirmed goalies today, but neither of these two guys. In fact, let me make sure what we have here maybe any. No, this matchup seems pretty. I think this is going to be pretty close to what we're gonna see here today with Vancouver and Tampa Bay with Johansson. Uh, 3.71 goals against average and 89% save percentage. And for our guy Demko, 1-1 with a 1.7 goals against thus far. And 95% save percentage, Demko, on his game so far this season. So just a lot of push here, steamed up. Let me see if it's a 7 here at all. Wow, this one's really dropped, it looks like here, right? Let me see if I have it right. Okay. No. There we go. Seeing some 7s out there. Probably should update it to 7 under, don't you think, you guys? What do you guys? What do we look at the line screen here? With look, 7 under 40 at Bovada. Circa's got it 7 under 35, and DraftKings has it 7 under 35. So it looks like we're dealing with mostly 7s out here right now. And Nathan's going to go with the Canucks here in this one. I was kind of thinking maybe the opposite here with Tampa Bay actually at minus $1.30 or so. So I don't know if maybe we have a challenge here in this one. Vancouver on the puck line here for Darren. He'll take him plus a goal and a half. That's going to be a pretty stiff price, obviously, in a relatively close game here today. Boy. All right, I guess I'll just make a call here on this one. I'm going to probably be involved, in a premium here. But I am on the Lightning here at $1.30 or so at home against Vancouver. It looks like I'm against you guys a little bit because Nathan likes the Canucks on the puck line here as well. Darren says he'll buy it up to a goal, probably like $2 here, and take it under 8. And here's the thing, right? Everyone said, like, one of the most popular things, and you're in the right place, Darren, and all of you got this is like I said, this is a sophisticated show, man. Even if I come off a little bit aloof sometimes, but situations like this, right, where they say, oh, never. Now we're doing it opposite too, because I see, we're under reverse lines. You guys are, when to do it, but you feel good about something, right? 8 under 200, whatever it is. I didn't look there, and I'm just putting a rough number out there. But, professional bettors, I know this. Professional bettors use everything in their arsenal. Everything, believe me. Ray likes Tampa Bay with me. You can't go up there, walk up square to the window and just lay all the $2 favor. Like, we get that, but you can take, every position, all is open. I know what I try to give out as premium plays are things close. Not everything can be $1.10, but I mean, you just try to be realistic in what you're selling. Nobody wants to give out huge favorites. Sometimes I go to UFC. I have no, there's no choice. You like somebody, whatever. All right, keep it moving here. Ramon, let's go. Predators and Rangers. Here's a $2 favorite here with the Rangers. Yeah, they might be down to $1.80 here at some spots. Showing one square offshore book down to $1.80. DraftKings just updating now $1.98. So that's realistic. That's $2. So we're looking anywhere from $1.85 possibly here to $2. That's what it feels like to me. Total in this game currently 6. here with the Predators and the Rangers. I know where I'm headed with this one already, I would think, and that's going to be to the under with the Predators on the road at this point, 1-3 coming in thus far. So they're not, they're not looking, they're not looking too great. You got Sarish here going up against Igor in goal, and I believe one of these guys might be the confirmed goalie in this one. Let's take a look. Igor likely, according to the beat writers, and that was just as of an hour ago. His status was upgraded, and morning practice was reported by the beat writer that he was the first off the ice. Looks like it will be Igor tonight. That's great news, of course. We'll take the under in this one. Igor, 2.37 goals against average so far this season for Sarish, 3.4 goals against, but did come up with a shutout already for Jusui. So let's go ahead and roll with the under in this one with the Predators and the Rangers. I mean, after all, Darren's on the under here in this one. Nathan says, let's roll with the Rangers. Thank you, Jimmy. I already took a victory lap, I'm afraid. I could not ignore the 6-0 day. I went ahead and recited every game. That's why we're still here. All right. We're going to go under in this one. For the Rangers, they've gone 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games as a favorite, and 2-6 to the under in their last 8 games overall. It's kind of reflected in that other statistic. And this has been an interesting series because the Rangers do pretty well in the series, but usually it's the road team. Usually it's a favorite. So far, not much reflective here. The Rangers are 1-2 to the under. I don't know if there's much, many stats other to support it necessarily, but in this certainly right now, you got so far Nashville in there. They scored one in that Edmonton game. Remember they lost. That was a loss for me. I was on Nashville against I'm so mad at Edmonton, and that was I went 4-1 in the NHL that night, and that was my loss. But they just scored one goal in that one. They scored 2 goals at Boston, and Saros shut out the Kraken. For the Rangers, they've scored just 2 goals in their last game, a 2-1 victory at home against Arizona. Could we see the same thing here? I will take the under as my free play. Calgary Flames and Buffalo Sabres here. And we do see a change here in goal. We've got a little bit of breaking information here within the last hour or two for the Flames that it will be Daniel Vladar in there today. So Vladar gets the start in this one, and Devon Levy, the expected goalie here, it looks like still for the Sabres in this one. And look, I think I know where I'm headed here in premium land now, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I'm just saying it like, I'm going to say it like that. I think I know where I'm headed in premium land right now that Vladar has been announced as the starter. So he gets his first start in goal this season against likely, I would guess, Devon Levy here today with a 3.0 goals against and a 1-2 record so far, and an 89% save percentage in this one. Calgary coming in 1-1, Buffalo 1-2 so far this season. Calgary did have a shootout loss, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it was in the last game. They lost that game to Washington 3-2, and they lost at Pittsburgh 5-2. And They had won their home opener against Winnipeg 5-3 for Buffalo. They're coming off a 3-2 overtime win at home against Tampa. And they also lost to the Islanders and the Rangers thus far. Calgary, pretty good club. We'll see what happens here. There's definitely make sure this line here at $1.15 and that total. 6.5 over 35. Oh boy. All right. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Calgary here with Vladar on the road. Thank you, Thomas. System play. Thank you. Nice to see you, Christian. Maybe I could take that one a little later. We're on the hockey here. They don't like me to mix. They don't like me to mix the sports when I'm talking about the games. They say it messes up the Google algorithm, whatever that means. And so I didn't know I had such an impact on Google. I feel like that Norwegian comedian. All right. I'll take the Flames, says Ray. I'll take them with you, Ray. Let's do it. Let's take Calgary on the road here in this one against Buffalo. Yeah, Vladar's in there. I didn't mean to talk down about Vladar, certainly, but we're going to roll here with Calgary. And that's my free play. The Toronto Maple Leafs going to take on the Florida Panthers in this one. And got another road favorite here with Toronto, $1.30 or so, 7 under 20. Wow. Are you guys betting the games I swear, you might have heard the Don Best Steam play in the background there just seconds ago. Calgary is getting steamed right now. Thank you. Wow, I didn't know I know I'm hot, but wow. So Calgary on the move here. Strictly a coincidence, you guys, but I'm showing $1.15 now at Bet Online, $1.15 at Circa. Calgary on the move here. You know what? Of course, it was not me. It was Ray. It was Ray and Nate that did that. Let's get on. Okay, not even supposed to mix up, and they're not called the Maples Leafs. Ramon, let's go. Samsonov and Bob here. Let's make sure. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, looks like Samsonov and Bobrovsky expected here in goal. Samsonov is confirmed as the goalie, but Bobrovsky not yet, and we'll see. I mean, he's already been in 3 games with the Panthers here so far this season. For Samsonov, it'd be coming back here, he's 2-0 so far, 4.39 goals against. But we know the type of games that Toronto is engaged in so far with their 2-1 record thus far, and he's been in between the pipes in both of the victories. Florida, meanwhile, coming in with a 1-2 record. And, we'll see if Bobrovsky. He started all 3 games here so far this season. But I think I have a feeling what might happen in this game. I don't know what you guys are going to be up to necessarily. Let's see if you guys got any picks here in this one. But Samsonov, so far, like I said, that high goals against and just an 84% save percentage thus far. But look at the Panthers. They haven't looked too good. They've been outscored 11-8 in those 3 games. And Samsonov, a 1.44 goals against and 95% save percentage against the Panthers. But let's see. But he, eventually, okay. Yeah. All right. I think I'm ready to roll here. Let's see if you guys got something. Nothing here from you guys in this one. That's going to allow me to do whatever I want. I'm going to take Toronto here on the road with Samsonov in goal. I'm questioning whether Bobrovsky will even be in there right now, and obviously the Panthers might be in a little bit of funk. I'm going to take a road favorite with Toronto in this one as a free play, and like, hello to Velo. Nice to have you. Goalies. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that goalies. Getting the goalies situated here. I like this. Thomas says, take give you the Maple Leaves in that one. All right. I'm on the Oilers and the Flyers here in this one. With the Oilers, just a huge road favorite here. Man, they're up above $2 now in the total 6.5 and climbing. I'm already seeing some 7-unders out there as this one continues to rise here today with Edmonton and Philadelphia. And why not? Why wouldn't it be a high score with these two teams right now? With the Oilers, just I don't know, they're pretty tough to pin down, right? As far as what they're doing at this point with their inconsistent play, but it was a great for them to get a victory, get on the road, but after losing the first 2 games of the season, for the Oilers to get out and get a convincing victory, that had to feel good. Philadelphia here, like I said, stopped the season. They are 2-1, and they won their only home game thus far, and they're getting some, what can you say? They're getting some big money here. A lot of respect here for an Edmonton team that, well, we saw what happened in the season opener. It wasn't great. But maybe that last game steadied the ship here a little bit for the Oilers. Showing conflicts here in goal, but I'm going to have to think that Skinner is starting to get the nod here in this one. Check at the 3 sites that I use. I'm looking at Skinner on 2 of them, I believe. I'm looking at Skinner on 3 of them. So Skinner looks like he'll be in goal here against the Flyers here. But I'm probably going to have to try the Flyers. This is, look, any kind of close games or anything, I don't want the Flyers, but I don't know. They've got a couple of wins out the gate so far, and I can get this 1.5 here at a reasonable price. And Edmonton, no doubt, showing some inconsistency. Give them credit for the win. I was happy for them, but here I'm getting the Flyers at probably minus $1.35 on the puck line. So I'll look to take them. I'll try the Flyers. Look, the Oilers should probably smash them, but I don't know if I can just pass up. And I just let me look at Edmonton one more time. Darren can only lean over. Don't lean, Darren. Let's what's one step above lean? Push. Let's push it over. And I'll take the Flyers here in this one, plus a 1.5 at home. And just questioning whether or not, I don't have Edmonton. I haven't penalized them too much here on my ratings, so things are still okay. But man, 215, whatever it is. All right. Hey, the Kings are at the Wild in this one. All right, let's take a look here with the Kings and the Wild. Boy, I was impressed with my Kings last game, and to get that road victory, we had them as a premium, so that just felt good. They look to me. I don't know. I'm maybe I'm just looking at it with my Kings bias here. I'm liking the Kings right now, and I don't know. I might be liking them in this game now. What else I like in this game? I'm thinking that there's not going to be very many goals scored in this game. And that's what it's kind of feeling like here at the total. In fact, I'm sure it's lower than this, right? 6 under. No, 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 no. Okay, I get it. Uh, Nothing from you guys yet on this one. Okay, no problem. Because I'm gonna, I'm thinking about squeezing in on the under here as my free play. Because I might be interested in the Kings here again. I got to be honest. In this one with Talbot, and let me see. It looks like Gustafson here. Let me check it out. Now, I'm going to leave Fleury up there right now. 2 of the 3 sites that I trust the most have Fleury, but I did see one switch from Fleury to Gustafson, but not quite sure yet. But I'm not. So yeah, I'm going to play the total under as my free play without the goalie information. Not because of that, but we'll see. For Talbot, he's got a 1-1 record with a 2.5 goals against so far and a 92% save percentage. Minnesota does have 2 wins so far, and pretty deep. They're pretty good, obviously, but I'm going to go under here in this game. And it looks like maybe we have one suggestion here. Oh, hello, Londo. Nice to have you. Great. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Give me the under in the Kings and the Wild. Oh, the Coyotes don't have a goalie. Well, that's gonna Coyotes and the Blues here. Bennington's in goal for the Blues, but the Coyotes, what are they gonna do? They'll just have a defenseman. No, let me get it right here. Vejmelka in there today, I guess. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, I see Vejmelka all over. So let me at least put it up on the board. I don't know what happened there. Producer did not get it on there. So the Blues come in here, the $1.15. This line may be indicative or reflective of the type of improve. Are we expecting this much? Look, I mean, St. Louis is no world beaters, but this game is a near pick 'em here in this one, you guys. At this point, with the Coyotes and the Blues. The Blues just a slight favorite at home against the Coyotes. That is kind of peculiar to me. The total might be going up here. Let's see. Right now, yeah. No, there's 6s out there. Wow. I feel like a hockey trap or something, right, is going on here. And we'll see. What do you know, Thomas? What do you know about the Blues? Because I would have concerns here now looking at this situation because of the line. And I don't know. I was kind of wanting to play the Blues, but the line is actually looking like kind of a sharp move on Arizona. I know right now the steam's come in on Arizona a couple of times. I don't even know if it's been widely reported. It feels like it's been pretty subtle. So for me, I'm probably I'm gonna play the Blues on the show is what I'm gonna do. So I'm worried. I want to look. I think this is just too much value to pass up. Look, I'm big. Not big. I'm not big on them. I am saying Arizona improved. Are they at the bottom of the list? We'll see. Blackhawks look better also. Nashville's looking. I don't know. There's some good teams up there in the division, but I'll try them here at this price and see if we can't get them home as a free play. I don't know. It feels like, look, this total's moved lower, and I think everybody's going to look under when you think of Arizona and all that, but This one could be weird, and um, you know, Bennington pretty solid so far. 0.92 goals against and a 97% save percentage. I mean, he's been on fire. Vesmilka also was great last game, and he has just a 1.94 goals again. I'm throwing that out. I think we may see the goals come in the game, but I'll try St. Louis here as my pick. Let me see if that was a. All right. Looks like no other picks from you guys on the hockey. So St. Louis here. I might be in premium land on that one on the total. So won't be popular. I'm telling you that. I'm feeling mighty. All right. Golden Knights on the road here against the Jets and the Golden Knights. $1.15 here. Pretty cheap price, but maybe this is where I know the Jets are 1-2, but Vegas barely a favorite here, and maybe this is where the end of the road for the winning streak here for the Vegas Golden Knights. They did win their only road game thus far this season. It will be Brossoit in there for Winnipeg. He is confirmed as the goalie here in this one, of making his first start of the season for Adin Hill. He's won 3 of the 4 games so far. He's 3-0 in net, 1.3 goals against. Even that for goal last game was kind of weird the way it went down. But look, it feels like Sharps are going to be on the over here. What's the total? This total open 6.5. It's actually gone down here a little bit to 6. So I'm gonna take Winnipeg. I'm gonna be the party pooper here, and I think this is where it ends for the Golden Knights. Maybe look, the Jets are very good. The Jets are a good team. Yeah, they're 1-2. We get all that right now, the way the season has started, and the backups in there, no doubt. But I don't know. That's what feels like the spot to me because of the line itself. The Golden Knights 4-0. They're on fire. They're going to win it all again. I know it's hockey, and that's what you're going to see, and that's why. And maybe I'm not even getting the best price with the Jets because it seems like the Sharps are on the Jets. Now that one is more speculative. If I was more confident, I would say they are on the Jets, but I'm saying they might be on the Jets here because why is this only $1.15? The Jets have a good program going on. They're supposed to compete in the conference. It's going to be tough. It feels like borderline playoffs for the Jets because of the way things are going to be unfolding in the West. I'll take them here to get back on the board. They get to 500 here if they beat the Golden Knights, who, I don't know, could they be full of themselves at this point? Is that even a thing? Well, the Dallas Stars are going to take on the Anaheim Ducks in not the most lopsided game of the day, believe it or not. These late games are pretty bad. But this matchup, you got, what can you say? Dallas so far is 1-0-1, while the Ducks come in with a 1-1 record. They have a win at home thus far. And Gibby in there tonight, it looks like, against Oettinger. That sounds like the matchup right now. Not confirmed just yet, but for Gibby, so far this season, he's 0-1 with a 3.0 goals against. And for Oettinger, he's started all 3 games, so we'll see if he gets the nod here. If you're going to give your goalie a rest, this might be the spot, right? But he's got a 1.38 goals against and a 95% save percentage thus far. And no indication that, he will be sitting. I'm just saying not confirmed yet. And you are a 260 favorite. So this one for me is probably the toughest game of the night. And I don't know. I think the line could go up even higher here. I feel like the Stars might be the feeling for me, but they'll try to win it. They'll try to do some more damage here on the road. The Stars got a shootout victory in their season opener, remember, against the Blues. And the Knights got the, best of them the other day in that shootout. So the Stars have been. I was in a show the other night. We were talking about, I didn't get involved in it, but they were talking about, Stars offense, and I'm still not sold. Granted, the Stars offense was much better last year than it was the year before. Now, can they continue to show improvement? Because that's what they need to get over the hump if they're going to get a Stanley Cup. They're defensive oriented. We know that, and they, it looks like they've kind of picked up where they left off. They only have 3 goals right now so far this season in the 2 games. So, or no, the 3 goals in regular, and they've allowed only 3 goals as well. I mean, all these games are just, ugly, low scoring games. We know that. So that's where I'll go. I'll take the under, Dallas and Anaheim. I mean, if you're just some Joe Square sitting there on his Barca lounger getting ready for the game, I'd probably punch in an under bet on this one. I don't know if necessarily it was a great price here at 6/15 even, but there was actually a 6.5 opener out there. The series has gone 7 of the last 8 games have gone under between these 2 teams. So Dallas also has won 7 of the last 8 meetings. So I'd probably sell you on a puck line here. And kind of wanted to go under as a premium, but it's just not going to make it at this point. Maybe I need one more data point. I'll take the under 6 Stars and Ducks. Well, the Hurricanes going to take on the Kraken in a pretty decent game here. It looks like in Seattle tonight with the Hurricane on the road. Hurricanes thinking of Tulsa. Remember, I think it's Golden Hurricane. Anyways, for Carolina Hurricanes here, favorite on the road, $1.45-ish. Showing it going down here a little bit. Maybe the move is on the Kraken somewhat, showing circa all the way down to $1.33. I mean, they deal, 10 or 15, close to a 10 or 15-cent line. So, but let me see, what is the total? Do I have it right on the screen there at 6 under 20? Yeah, Bovada did open it at 6.5, and I'd probably look. I think if we're going to deal with a 6 here, I know we got Carolina. I'm going to go over. I know I'm going to go over. I think in this one as a free play. I know I'm never going to get there. It is going to be get the goalies straight here. Anderson and Grubauer, is that what we're looking at this point? Yeah, looks like everybody's on Anderson and Grubauer as the starting goalie matchup here in this one. Carolina comes in, one of the hottest teams certainly to start the season with a 3-1 record thus far. And Seattle comes in, of course, 0-3. So are we having a little bit of regression here with Seattle? Can they turn it around? Do I have to move them lower on the ratings board back there? Carolina is just a, terrific favorite. It seems like game in and game out. You want to hope that this is a spot where Seattle can get that first win. Grubauer has been in goal for 3 games thus far, 0-3 with a 2.7 goals against and a 91% save percentage. Carolina's gone over in all 4 games this season. Seattle's gone under in all 4 games this season, interestingly enough. Carolina, though, 8-2-1 to the over off of a win. And that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed on the free play. There's been some, movement, looks like on the under here. So maybe I'm fading the sharps a little bit, whatever they're doing early. But for me, I'm gonna try the over here. Carolina and Seattle got a lot to giving you some totals here. This is supposed to be my best. Like I said, this is a big card, and they're not my premium totals, no doubt about it. But I'm giving you my best play on the 2, side or total. If I don't have a premium, for the most part, yeah, sometimes I reserve it and then I don't go with it. Premiums lose their premium as the day goes along sometimes because of information. But let's go the over here in this one. Let's get this show done. I'm still going to look at 6 NFL games. Stay tuned. 6 NFL games for Sunday with picks. We're going to knock those out here. And so we're going to be here 2.5 hours, it looks like, again. Sorry, guys. Sorry, bosses. Blackhawks and Avalanche here. This is the massive, huge favorite of the day, minus 360. And the total here is 6.5 under 20. Yeah, is that right? 6.5 under 20? Could be going up. I don't mind that. I don't look. Let's see. Also want to check the goalies in this one for sure. Yeah, not confirmed yet, but so the Blackhawks, just a great victory last time. Sorry I wasn't on them. Like I said, I want to back the Blackhawks. I'm positive on the Blackhawks' whole situation. Yeah, is there a lot, to be changed in the future? Yeah, there definitely is. There's a long way to go, but it's exciting to get a big victory like that. Now you're going against the undefeated Avalanche. Right now Vegas and Colorado. What can you say after a week? What we're up to, and you got Gurdjieff just out of his mind at this point. 1.3 goals against, but almost 96% save percentage at this point for Gurdjieff. Colorado just on a roll, but forget about it, man. I'm on Chicago here in the puck line at least. Yeah, is this road trip getting kind of long? Yeah. I didn't look at all the schedules up and down the thing and see who had to play massive, road trips to start the season. But who else played a massive road trip? Well, not Matt, but Colorado. They went on the road and won 3 games, and now they're back home. Chicago's playing their 5th straight road game here. They've gone under in every game thus far, if that says anything. Colorado's gone under in 2 of 3 games. Colorado plus a half here, even money or better. That's what I'm going to take. It's probably not even a good price, but I like what Chicago's doing here. Could the Avalanche blow them out? I think it's more likely if the Avalanche does cover a goal and a half or 2.5, as would be the indicator here on this. Remember, on this line, like I said, the puck line, Colorado's, but let's see here. You guys got a comment. Yeah, Dwight says, take the Blackhawks on the puck line. I will. With Soderblom in net. He's started 2 of the 4 games thus far. I don't know if there's any, I think Mrazek's supposed to be regarded. Thanks, Dwight. Take care. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We're almost done here with today's games, and I'll do 6 in the NFL. One more hockey coming up. I thought we could throw out some NBA, but man, this show's pretty long. And we haven't really struck gold yet. Feels like a 500 NBA preseason. That's making me mad. All right, Blackhawks puck line. Love what they're doing. The road trip's getting long. Colorado back home after opening the season 3-0, and obviously a Stanley Cup of co-favorite at least. It feels like, even though everybody was so impressed with this Vegas start, you got to be super impressed with Colorado so far. The Boston Bruins are a big favorite here against the San Jose Sharks. We're not throwing the Bruins in there as Stanley Cup favorites yet, but we certainly can think that they're one of the best teams in the East, and they'll be in a situation here against the Sharks today where they're a big favorite. And forget about that. I don't care. They've won their first 2 games. I get that, but I can get the Sharks here at plus a goal and a half. And even money, the Sharks were able to come through so far with a close result. Remember, they just played Colorado, a mighty Colorado, in that shootout that I had previously mentioned. They lost the game, of course. Sharks haven't won in forever. You have to go back to April. The last time I know what that was regular season last year, but so far they're 0-3. They've been outscored so far this season 12-5 and 11-5, and one was a shootout victory. Goalies. As I said. And for Boston, the victories have come against Chicago and Nashville. 2 teams are certainly struggling. Both games did go under. Should be interesting to note there because Sharks definitely, trouble scoring here a little bit. Not sure really about Boston's offense either here. That's maybe why I'm kind of interested in trying to take the Sharks. Are the Sharks the worst team? And they might be the worst team in the league right now. But Ray says, go ahead and lay it here. Thomas is on Boston. I know everybody's on Boston. I'm on the Sharks puck line. And give me a chance here. And I think that'll do it for hockey, man. That was a lot of games. And we'll get more data points. I'll have more talking points. But the picks, the picks are the picks. And I'll be picking good. Just check me out over Tony'sPicks.com and check out those handicapper leaderboards. You can pick a menu. You could dial it down to NHL and take a look at the odds that way. All right. Let me see if I could just peek at some NBA with you guys here real quick. Now there's 6 games today in the NBA, and I saw the lines kind of coming out here, so maybe can I rattle off a few plays for you, and we'll gamble it up a little bit on a Thursday night. Again, NBA preseason plays. I'm not playing too much. I'm not even trying to, affect my full card. I want to watch the games with some interest of what I think is going to happen. And first off, I got Boston against Charlotte is at the top of the board. And there's been a pretty big move on Boston here. They opened 4.5. They are up to 7.5. And I think Boston will probably get there in this one, but I'd probably have to buy it down to 6 points here, even a preseason game. But these moves happen and they get pretty big. And I'll still give out Boston. I'll give them out at 7.5, but you want to, these are some crazy games, man. Crazy games. Detroit going up against OKC here. I'm seeing OKC a 5.5-point favorite at home against Detroit. The total is at 231-ish. I think OKC is my call here at home against Detroit. This one hasn't moved at all. So while I did like Boston, I think better than Detroit today, and now that I see that line moving up, not as hot on it. I do here like OKC laying 5.5 against Detroit. All right, Minnesota is taking on. Well, let me see here. No, next. Well, there's a lot. I don't even think they got these times right. Yeah, Minnesota and Chicago next, I think, in time order here. Look, the total has gone. Oh, it's 224. It really hasn't gone up too high here. This is probably one of my favorites right now. There's not enough movement here to indicate to me that maybe we don't know. Maybe Minnesota's a little short personnel wise. Didn't quite catch, but looking what I saw on we're going over. This is if I did have an NBA premium tonight, this probably would be it here over Minnesota, Chicago. No NBA premiums yet. Don't know if we're ever going to get there this season, but I'm looking. Just to hate to weigh down a card there. All right. Denver and the Clippers in this one. Denver opened 2, moved to 3. Denver wins this one on the road against the Clippers here. Looks like we may see Denver with a pretty competent lineup. And I will take Denver. This one has moved lower, but on the total, I'm not sure yet. Denver today, I might have a play on every game here. How about it? Phoenix and the Clippers. This one moved higher, 4 points on the total from 230 to 234.5. This is like kind of the featured game, right? I mean, Phoenix and the Lakers. I'm sorry, Phoenix and the Lakers. I mean, this is the featured attraction here. I don't know who's going to win necessarily, but 234.5, not enough. I would think. Indications are we're going to get, players in this game. This one's probably going to be wild. It did open as low as 229.5. It can't be the strongest over that Minnesota Chicago. I don't think. If it was 229.5, that would be a premium. This one is like, I promise you, it's going to be 240 points in this game. Now, granted, we could get, Yep. Oh, here's some of your picks. All right. Yep. Thank you, guys. I didn't know you were coming with the picks. Velo likes the Clippers in that game against Denver, so we got a challenge there, Velo. All right. One more, Utah and Sacramento. Let me see what the line there. Utah was 1. Now they're all the way up to 4.5. Okay, I'll have to look at the personnel. I mean, this isn't these. When you see the moves in these games, that's the way it usually goes. So it's just a matter of do you want to cover it, but you can still sometimes go the other way if you think that it's a non-disc. I'll go under though. The total's gone from 229 to 226. I'm going to take the under here. Missed out on 3 points. That's fine. This is a tricky game, this NBA preseason. Even on, like I said, I feel like I'm 500. We put a bunch of plays on the show. Great, Frederick. Awesome. Everybody had a good day yesterday. And we went 6-0 here with the picks on the show. Did you notice we skipped NBA yesterday, actually? I think I have the results here on the desk. What I would have done, we gave out a couple of plays on some other shows and we lost them. See, so let's just roll with these today. All right, thanks you guys. That's a look at the games today. I'm going to preview 6 NFL games right now. You're welcome to stay and hang out with me here as I discuss the games. And is that what you're saying? I had a good day, or you had, or everybody had a good day. And good. Let's do it. Let's have another good day. Thanks, you guys. Enjoy. Getting to the NFL now. early games for Sunday, and we got to get out of here by bottom of the hour, I'm sure. All right, the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks. NFL pick for Sunday. The Falcons on the road, a 2.5 point underdog. Buccaneers here favored. The total currently at, well, I better dial it up. I know some of these have moved for sure. And so what you'll see is an update of the move, probably from 36 to 48 hours maybe. In this one, the Bucks are 2.5. The total is down to 37. So before we get into it, I mean, Mr. Under, after all, who picked 3 overs last week. Yeah, kicking ourselves here a little bit on that, but the unders, if you didn't catch it, I mean, it was a massive tidal wave or non-tidal wave here with points. Unders were big time last week in the games. And putting me on the spot now. 3, 12, and 1. 12 unders, I think is what it was. Let me see. I have it here. I just don't. I like to feel like I got it in my brain, and the old brain's getting old, so I got to look it up. But no doubt, just a massive week to the unders last week, and you see this total dropping here to 37, off of an opener of 39. You got, Ritter with all kinds of questions to a certain extent on his, long-term viability as a quarterback, his ability to get the ball downfield even here, as sometimes in this spot. But boy, it does certainly feel like this move to the total is kind of right on. I don't know. At 37, you got Tampa Bay, who's had a terrific, better, might be ruffling the paper under the computer there, making that noise again. So nonetheless, does feel like this total here, like the move feels kind of right to me. But man, I was really hoping to get this, at a price where I could go under. But if that's the move, here are the stats on some of that stuff. Now, it was a 12, 2, 12, and 1. Is that right? Last week. So the average line was 44. And the average combined points in the games was 36.7, which is just slightly under this number. But the unders fell through the roof last week. And, this one, like I said, it's already been steamed to the under. I know the Sharps can initiate some buyback here at this price. So I don't think Tampa Bay is in a great spot here, and I'll probably buy it up, and I might even try to want to get maybe on Atlanta here. Feels like what I'm going to do. Yeah, Ferner says he's on the Mayfield fade train. Right. So here's what you're dealing with, right? That's always interesting to look at. Remember, we always have to look in the back of our mind. Baker has been, yes. Was he first draft choice? Yes. Has he already been to a few teams? Yeah. Things really have not worked out for Baker, and he's really a free agent starting quarterback here for the Bucks. And okay, it's a good fit. It's a nice story. Whatever you want, Baker Mayfield maybe to have some success, but I'm going to take the points here with Atlanta. I don't think that total's going back up, and still could make my premiums. I just really feel like that's where I have to look with this one. But I'm going to take Atlanta here, take these 2.5 points. I don't think it's going up. I don't think you're going to get the hook there, but you're going to want to buy the hook, and you're going to want to buy a little more than that maybe too. But I think Atlanta, the situation to me favors Atlanta here. Let's see here. All right, yeah. Well, I'm going to roll with the no other stat for me. I don't think in this one as far as maybe clarifying my position in the game with them. The Falcons have scored. They're going to be competitive here. They're not going to get held down. I don't think too. Well, they might get held down because I think I'm expecting kind of a low scoring game. But Falcons only lost. They lost at Detroit. They lost 20-6, but that was at Detroit. So Falcons, they are a slow starting team. They're 0-5-1 straight up in the first half, but are still a managed 3-3 record. I like that. They do show some moxie. They've been basically outscored 73-36 in the first half so far this season. And usually games that are closely rated are not the best spot, but Falcons in division 8-4-1 against the spread on the road in their last 12. Tampa Bay defense has been awesome so far. They've allowed 8 touchdowns on 50 drives so far this season. Tampa's gone under in 4 of 5 games. The Falcons have gone under in, I want to say 12 of their last 14 or 11 of their last 13, something to that effect. They are 1-5 to the under so far this season. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying with this particular total. It's getting kind of scary, but man, is it going to be like 17-16 or something like that in this game? The Buccaneers have won 6 of the last 7 in this series. These are familiar opponents here, don't forget. And it has gone over in 6 of the last 8 meetings in this series. So I'm just reserving the total at this point. I'm taking I'm taking Atlanta. Atlanta. Get it? Make sure we get it right. Plus a couple of points here for sure. Close game. I imagine close game. I want 2.5. I want 3. I want 3.5. Whatever. So one note. I don't know if there's some weather. I'm just seeing this note come across. Maybe it already been announced, and obviously it had to because there's some travel involved, but maybe in the gambling world, or maybe you guys do. But and this is an FCS game, but Northwestern State, Southeast Louisiana will be played tonight. This was a game that was supposed to be on Saturday, but it now will be played apparently tonight. Or is it? Okay. I think it's been moved from Saturday until 8 p.m. tonight, Southeast Louisiana and Northwestern State. All right, just want to mention that. Wasn't supposed to do it on that video, but sometimes I make mistakes.
Final.
The Las Vegas Raiders are going to be on the road to take on the Chicago Bears, and we got to check the status. I mean, we don't know the status of Jimmy Garoppolo, who, Jimmy's a little injury prone, but I think it has to affect that he's, did he ever really gain any football? It looks like, right, he's a model out there, right, posing as a quarterback. So got to check the status. But, the Raiders are the road favorite here still as a 3-point favorite. So maybe that indicates that he could be the quarterback. But also don't forget who's going to be the quarterback for the Bears. And we saw how that went. So here's the thing, right? With the Bears and Baggett, Division III quarter, whatever he was, a record-setting quarterback. I get all that. Is from the area. Poor guy comes in first play, trying to escape from the pocket, gets blindsided. Like you really did bring in this guy. This guy was your backup, and you totally brought this guy in. First play, ball gets knocked away, run in for a touchdown by the opponent. I mean, that just looks bad for the friend. Like, this is where you went here. Not that maybe this guy's going to be the next. Who knows? Maybe he was a record-setting quarterback in college in that division. So this would be his first NFL start. Fields has a dislocated thumb. So, you saw him holding, he had a towel over it. They didn't even identify that necessarily. But if that rookie's in, I don't know. I don't think it's I don't think it's a good situation. Not against Max Crosby. The Raiders so far have gone 1-5 to the under this season, but like I said, Garoppolo did not play here, and Hoyer came in, and Hoyer's 16-24 as a starter in his career. The last team he started for was Chicago, ironically enough, 7 years ago. So that's how long Hoyer has been around. Now, the Raiders have lost 6 straight games against the spread as a road favorite, dating back to just last or 2 years. 2 years. They haven't been a road favorite that frequently, but so far, the AFC West has been a big flop. They're 6-11 against the spread against non-division opponents. For the Bears, they've been allowing 31 points per game. So far this season, Chicago's lost 5 of their 6 games. They're 14-23 and 4 against the spread in their last 41 games off of a loss. They've been going over because of the poor defense, pretty much. 5 of their 6 games have gone over. The NFC North hasn't been very good outside of the division with a 6-10 record thus far. Bears games definitely have been trending over. And let's take a look here in this one. I want to see, is it down to 3 at all? It is. I can fairly update it to -3. I think in this one, because I'm gonna take. Look, I don't know. I'm just gonna take the Raiders on the show. I'll lay 3 points because that's what we do here on the channel. But probably the money line. This one just I don't want to be scared. But really, if Fields isn't able to play and they go with that, now he salvaged something out of it, a few moments in there, but it just feels like now I don't know. The Raiders, remember, they also had O'Connell in there play a game, but Hoyer was in there last week. He went 6 of 10 for 102 yards in the action last week. So I would think it'd be Hoyer if it's not Jimmy G. And Jimmy G looked pained, certainly, and back injuries are going to be lingering and all that. But we'll see. This one has the big question marks on it, no doubt, and that total continues to drop. Probably should update that. And then we'll move on. But 37.5 currently here, maybe a 38, but no doubt this total has dropped as well. But again, Bears, poor defense. I like the spot for the offenses, actually. And if the quarterbacks are in there, the total will go back up. So you could make a decision now or just try to get a jump or try to feel like, read the reports on these quarterbacks. All right. More quarterback injuries here as we don't really know what we're going to do about the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. Now, PJ Walker did I don't know what he did. He did the job, I guess. They won the game. They beat the 49ers. The defense beat the 49ers, but all you needed Walker to do was somehow get him over the top. And he had 2 interceptions in the game, but threw for 192 yards. The Browns, so far this season on the road, they lost at Pittsburgh, number 26-22 as a 2.5 point favorite. You see the total just totally dropping in this one, and man, that's kind of the way that I feel like this game probably will end up going is going to be to the under. Probably be the free play though. I don't know if I can get there necessarily with any of the side with either side. Total here opened as high as 42.5. It's now down to 39. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of their 5 games. Indy has been going over for sure thus far. The Browns in their wins, their defense has been awesome. They've given up 3 points twice. They gave up 17 points once. Like I said, they gave up 28 to the Steelers. We know that. Or 26 to the Steelers. They gave up 28 points, remember, in that other loss. Cleveland's 11-18-2 against the spread their last 31 games with a spread of 3 points or lower. So in closely rated games, they have not necessarily performed well. And opponents, though, against this Cleveland defense, they've converted just 15 of 65 third down chances. Now, for the Colts, you're going to have Gardner Minshew in there again this week. And, Minshew, basically about a 35% win percentage in his career. But, hey, he won one already this year. But Indianapolis has already lost 2 of 3 games at home. We got some bad news on Richardson. No need to belabor that in a one-game preview here of this game. But get it worked on. He made the decision quickly. That's good. And I think Richardson will be fine. You know what? We say, put that quarterback on the bench, let him observe things. Richardson looks like a great candidate to sit out the season, learn a lot, and come back and be even better than he looked. Because there was that. Hopefully, he doesn't have that injury tag, that injury-prone tag that I put on players. Colts always pretty good, coming off a loss. 41-29 against the spread in their last 60 games, off of a loss. The Colts here probably, I would think, would be live. Just got to see what's up with the quarterback situation with Walker, even with Minshew. But I'll just take the under here and take it under 39. Might be getting the premium here. Well, how are the Detroit Lions an underdog to anybody? The Detroit Lions are the greatest team since, I don't know. They're getting talked up so big time right now. Look, this is great. I hope it's all real. I hope the Lions, have a strong season, a strong finish. Everything about this team right now. They've won and covered 4 straight. They've won 3 road games here. I think they are at 2.5, but I see a lot of 3s out there. In fact, probably should just move it to 3 in this one for the Ravens. So who's betting on the Ravens? Who would bet against these Lions with a Ravens team that I don't know with Lamar in there? Hey, this is a great matchup. The Ravens are 4-2. They're live for anything. We know that. But look at that total, man. 44 in a world where totals have been, going out of style. I don't know. What are they doing? Total overs are going out of style, I guess. Baltimore is 1-5 to the under so far this season. 5 of their 6 games have gone under. Detroit, they're 11-6 against the spread now on the road under Campbell, and Campbell's been the moneymaker. 28-11 against the spread with Coach Campbell. Detroit's converted 20 of 43 on third down. and the Lions have turned the ball over just once in their last 3 games. The Ravens have allowed just 5 touchdowns on 69 drives this season. That's what making this game so intriguing. And when it comes to games with a close spread, there's nobody better than the Baltimore Ravens. Over the last 16 games, Baltimore has a spread record of 14-2 when laying 3 points or less. There's no chance this game's going even higher. I was surprised that it went to 3. And I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Now, the Ravens are 5-11 against the spread in their last 16 games as a home favorite, but a lot of times they're laying more than 3 points in that role, obviously. The Ravens are also 8-13 against their spread in the last 21 games coming off of a loss. So a little bit conflicting there, but 14-2 in closely rated games. I know a lot of those are division games because that's what happens, in this division. The AFC North has looked good so far, 8-5, 8-5-1 against the spread, while the NFC North are just 6-10 against the spread outside of the division. Under Campbell, Lions 11-3 against the number off of a win, but I'm taking the Ravens here. The party's over. Party's not over. The Lions are still great. This is a tough assignment here against the Ravens for the Lions. Wow, Thomas. They might. I don't know. But 2 great teams. Again, this is the featured game on this is a featured game on the early slate, if not the entire day slate. Lions and Ravens. Who'd have thunk it? Awesome game. All right, a couple more here. Oh, no. Here come the Bills into town as a near double-digit favorite against the lowly Patriots. Poor Patriots. They've been outscored in their last 3 games by a combined score of 93-20. And they've been outscored 62-6 in the first half. How are they ever going to turn this around against the Buffalo Bills? Who, ever since we said Josh Allen was going downhill and was never going to recover ever again. Since then, what can you say? He's kind of turned it around, and so have the Buffalo Bills. But, man, they're going to be laying 9.5 points here against a New England team that knows what they have to do. Why can't the New England Patriots just change quarterback? They don't have anybody. I was saying they signed somebody else, It's a mess. It sucks. But Mac Jones, he's not like 33% he's 17-21 with the Patriots, okay? Patriots have gone under in 5 of their 6 games so far this season, and their team total has gone under in each and every game. Meanwhile, the Bills' opponent's team total has gone 1-4-1 to the under. Buffalo, last 2 games, have struggled to get started here with just 1 touchdown in the first half on 11 drives. So I think you probably can look to a first half under in this one. The Bills, in their wins, and they're a big favorite here, they've allowed in those 4 wins so far this season an average of 12 points. The Bills have converted 37 of 76 third down chances this season. And they've been dominant in the second half, outscoring opponents 82-26. The Bills are 21-14 in their last 35 games against the spread, coming off of a road victory, or coming off of a victory, 60%. So 3 of the last 4 games for the Bills have stayed under as well. You're on the road here in New England. I'll take New England. I mean, I'm not one of those guys just still hanging on to the dynasty or anything. I just think that with common opponents, division foe at home, I get all that. It's an utter disaster. Maybe the Bills go out and win 34-0. I don't know, but I don't see the NFL that way. Just when you think, especially the Bills, just when you think the world is conquered, they give it away. They might not lose this game or anything like that, but NFL division game home. I'm sorry, I have no other. I can't, other than okay. I'm just making this. Mac Jones will play better this game, for once, right? It's not like Jones is out of some rookie. Guys played like 30, 35, or 40 games in the NFL so far. I don't think he's getting a lot of help, quite frankly. The one thing the Patriots never had are like specialists that are, over the top, right? Brady always made every wide receiver he had better, pretty much, except for maybe Moss, and he's still, way Brady. I mean, yes, was Moss one of the best at catching the deep ball? Probably, but did Brady get it to him? That type of thing. That doesn't happen, right? But over the years, the a mishmash of running backs, right? You never knew who the main guy was anymore, and even to today, right? Stevenson, he's falling all over the place, running sideways. So, but I'm taking the Patriots. This is a division game. I'm getting 9.5 points. Total rivals here, as far as division games, they're all rivals in a certain extent. But I mean, these guys have had big games, big series, and even the Patriots can still look at it. Look, last 2 games, Patriots have been outgained 1,067 to 9 to or 1,029 to 668. Not good. But I'm taking them. A division game at home, getting points. You want to NFL, you want to be all get it right, technical. You got if the Bills are the team, they're the team. So I don't know. In my experience, home teams getting massive points, especially when they're really in the doldrums against a team that's crushing. Because what it is and why you handicap spots, right? Is trying to determine when is the let up point, when is the I don't know if there's a turning point in the Patriots season, but there are spots. This has to be the Patriots spot after these awful, awful, dismal performances that really have made them look like one of the worst teams in the league. Have people basically sending Belichick on his way out because he never was any good anyways because it was all Tom. I'm on the Patriots. Free play right here on the show. Wait a minute. It's starting to feel like I'm doing these typos on purpose to get a laugh out of you guys, but I promise that wasn't the case with this one. I should have even saw that before I popped it up on the screen. Okay, there we go. How embarrassing. The Commanders are on the road here in a division game against the Giants as a road favorite. And yeah, do we have some issues here with Daniel Jones coming? Yeah, of course we do. But I said last week I want Ty God in there. I want. Do I want him long term over there? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But it seemed like Tyrod's, career a little bit was over to a certain extent. Everybody's kind of hyping on the Sam Howell train a little bit. Look, if Daniel Jones was in, they might actually be a favorite here. I don't know. And not that, it might be a pick 'em, I guess. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is worth 2.5 points, but and I don't know. I don't trying to find a solution here with Tyrod. He was 24 of 36 for 200 yards last week, and they still, lost the game 14-9. I mean, it was painful to watch. It wasn't a great game. The Giants were 10 of 19 on third down, though. That was encouraging because they were just 26 of 73 on third down in their first 5 games. So Tyrod did something right. He was hitting the guys there a little bit. They've lost their last 4, a couple of them in blowouts, no doubt, but the last 2 losses have been by 5 points each. The 2 before that were by 18 and 21 points. The Giants just 9 and 20 against the spread. Last 29 games as a home underdog. That's a pretty long sample size, but something to note. And the last 4 games, the Giants have been outscored in the second half, 51-15, and the Giants have just 1 touchdown and 12 3-and-outs in their last 39 drives. That's the last 4 games. And they're doing terrible in the division with a 2-5 spread record thus far. I've got Washington to win this game, and I've got Washington to cover. I think they get the win here. They had, 3 drives. They had the 74. No, it was short touchdown drives. They took advantage. Here's the other thing: Washington 3-0 against the spread on the road thus far. 35, 31, and 24 points on the road. They're not a road favorite very often, but maybe it's worthy here. Maybe they are. Last 4 weeks, they've struggled to get out of the gate. They've been outscored 63-37 in the first half, and Howell's kind of, let them back. But their offense is key, certainly. And, well, so is their defense. Here's the interesting thing. The Giants aren't going to score many points, right? Do you think that the Giants will score, the total right there indicates that they're going to, the final score of this game, you got to figure 21-17 or so. It looks like the final score according to that line. And when the Commanders lose, they've been getting rocked in the scoring department in those games. They've played good offenses, and they're not doing that here. In fact, the 2 wins, they held the other team pretty good. Giants have been out averaging just 265.5 yards per game, and they lost those last 2 games. I'm always reciting turnovers. People say turnovers are random. I like to keep track of these things. From what I see at the end of the year, the teams with the big positive turnovers are the teams that kind of had the good seasons. And maybe turnovers are random, but they seem to lead to success. They're hard to predict. That's the problem. But the Giants have had big-time success. But +5 in turnovers, and they're still lost the last 2 games with a +5. So that's bad. You can't convert turnovers. So I'm going to take the Washington Commanders on the road to win this game and win it handily against the struggling Giants in this one. Even though I know Giants, home dog, just talked about it, but they're not getting a bushel full of points. And I think these Giants teams, when I thought it was poignant, we'll let you go. It's been 2.5 hours, man. I keep yawning. I've yawned like 10 times. I got to do some other work. Got to put in my premiums on this awesome hockey card. I keep seeing the moves because I love it. I love this hockey card. Okay, but when I heard they reported Dayball told the sideline reporter last week on Monday Night Football that he had too much going on in his mind to even react to. Now, I don't think I want all these sideline reporters to do a little bit better. They're all great. I mean, some of these are in the Hall of Fame, but please just be a little bit better on some of the questioning. You only get one shot, right? One time they asked the head coach, Don't ask a head coach about a player injury. I think that's a waste of the question. You get one or two questions, and maybe they want to tell the head coach as soon as possible. But remember, we had already gotten the update. Trying to remember what game that was, but we had gotten the update. The player was done and in the locker room, reported by it was I think it was a Nance Romo game, so it had to be one of those teams. Maybe the AFC team was on the road, but um, then she asked a question to the coach, and he didn't even know. He said, I don't even have a clue. Anyways, just to get over on this one though, a little bit here with the Commander. I hope Daniel Jones is in there. Quite frankly, I'm going to take the Commanders in this one. I'm not a big Sam Howell. I'm not saying that he's the like some people are starting to turn the corner and say, you know what, maybe he is an NFL starter. Oh, he is 4-3, and all you can be is over 500, really. Thomas, thanks for being my commenter here as we went along. I'm going to let you guys go. I'll be back tomorrow with more morning steam. We have a big Friday. We'll talk more college football for the weekend with the late college games. We'll talk uh, uh, more hockey. We'll talk about Major League Baseball playoffs and all that. So appreciate you guys very much for joining me here over the last 2.5 hours of morning steam. All right. For Tony'sPicks.com, this has been Ramon Scott.